20 is to 35. Okay, Skylar? 5 is to 4. What is the factor that is divided by? 7, thank you. Okay, next, Elena. Sorry? Okay, speak into the microphone, please. Is it on? 27. What is the factor that you use to multiply 3? 3 times 3? 9. Okay. So times 9 times 9 times 9. So you've got 36 is to 27 is to 63. Okay, thank you. Let's move on. Marianne? Huh? 10? Is 10? You're saying 10? Is this correct? So what is the multiplier?
8.
A factor, sorry. 8. So you multiply by 8 to get... Oh, sorry, it should be divide. Divide by 8. Right? Okay. Next. Ephraim?
35 is to 56.
14 is to 35 is to 56. The factor times by 7. Okay, thank you. Kashin?
7 is to 12 is to 4.
7 is to 12 is to 4. And what is the factor that is used? Divide by 6. Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on. Behind you, Janisha. Janisha, can you try this? Even though you just get back. You have 2 is to 5. So if it's 4, it will be 10. Okay, let's move it on to Aiden. So if it's 10 pencils, how many erasers will you get?
6.
6. So do you recognize the pattern?
Yeah.
Okay, so Aiden, can you help with the rest then? If it's pencil is 30, you should have
8.
8. 12. So you can see that this is times 2 and here's times 2. Times 3 and then times 3. So from 2 to 12 is times 6. 5 to 30 is times 6. And then finally times 10, thank you. And then this will be 20. Okay, is this okay? Cool, everybody? Easy, this is recall from Primary 5 learning. Okay? Okay, we move on to the other homework that yesterday. The other homework yesterday was on page 76. Okay? On page 76, we'll not go through the whole thing. Just want to check on whether you have the ideas right. Do you do the annotation? So I have spent versus save. Is Jack important? Is Jack important? Yeah, not really important because there's no other person here. There's no Jill here to say, to compare Jack with. So it's just spent and save. The ratio is given. You have the two quantities here. The first one is about save. The second one is about spent. And then you have what we know that we were recapping yesterday on sum and difference. Okay, so let's look at this question here. What other words I will highlight? Let's pass on to Akhilesh. Akhilesh, what? I've underlined spent, I've underlined save, and I also circled up the ratio here. What other words are important that I should circle? More. Spent more than save. So, spent more than save. This is important. Okay, what is supposed to find? Skylar, hold on. Akhilesh? Amount of money at first. Okay, but out of here I wrote spend, save, sum, and difference. It didn't say at first is what. So how do you know? Yeah, 44 is important. Of course, that's the number that's important. As you start. Thank you, Skylar. Sorry?
4 units equal 44.
Sorry?
4 units equal 44.
4 units is equal to 44. Can you answer my questions here first? I have spent, save, sum, and difference. Do I have spent? That I have in the ratio. I have saved, that's in the ratio. Now, 44, you said 4 units. Is it, which category is it? Is it the spend, is it the save, the sum, or the difference? The difference. So this is 44, that is the $44 more. And you were able to say it is 4 units. How do you get that 4 units?
9 minus 5.
9 minus 5. So I have spent, I have saved, and it's 9 is to 5. So I'm able to write down the difference. The difference is 9 minus 5, 4 units. So I'm able to draw, if I draw a model out, 9 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 units to 5. This is spent. Save. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's the difference. The 4 units. And let's say this is $44. So 4 units equals to $44. Okay, then the question here says find the amount of money Jack has first. So this spend is 9 units, save is 5 units. Then, but what is this at first? At first, which one is it? Am I asking for spend, save, or sum?
Spend and save.
Yeah, it's actually both spend and save. So this is at first. So actually it's all the money at first. So Pythagoras is right. I heard him say sum, right? Yeah, so that's correct. This is the one that you're supposed to find. And that will be how many units? 14 units. Is that okay? So I first find that 1 unit, then I find my 14 units. Then that's the amount of money. Do I need units? Yes. Because the answer is amount of money. So my race I can write here. It's not looking for ratio, it's looking for money. Okay, so here is a very important recall and recap because it gives you a very straightforward ratio relationship, 9:5. But it didn't ask you about the spend, it didn't ask you about save, it's not asking you to use equivalent fraction, it's also not asking you to simplify the equivalent ratio, it's also not asking you to find equivalent ratio or simplify ratio, but it's asking you to look for hidden things between the sum and difference. Now these two identities are going to be very important at primary 6. The sum and the difference. Okay? Can? Okay? Okay, then I come to the last question. The last question, I suppose you already read it. So I'm going to go straight into the ratio relationship here. You have 2 pieces that is being cut. I can say that one is the longer ribbon and one is the shorter ribbon. And I can already write down the sum, the term sum and difference. And then here the part A asks for the shorter ribbon, part B asks for ratio. So ratio is a question mark. This is part B. And it's required in the simplest form. And the ratio that is required is shorter to longer. So short is to long. Now, here's the part. It gives you a ribbon 60 centimeter. And then one ribbon is longer than the other piece. So 60 centimeter, is this the longer, the shorter? Sorry, I use R, it should be shorter ribbon. Longer ribbon and shorter ribbon. Longer ribbon, shorter ribbon, L and S. Longer ribbon, shorter ribbon. So, 60, is it longer ribbon, shorter ribbon, sum or difference? Sum, that's right. So is the whole ribbon chopped into two pieces. One is the longer one is the shorter one. Altogether, 60 centimeter. Okay, then you have another number. The other number is 24 centimeter. Is it the longer ribbon, the shorter ribbon, the sum or the difference? Where's the mic now? Summer answer. You have another number that's given. You have 60, just now we discussed. 60 is sum because it's the whole ribbon then chopped into two. So the 60 is the sum, okay? Then you have another number that's 24. Is 24 centimeter the longer ribbon, the shorter ribbon, or the difference?
Different.
Thank you. It's the difference. What's the word that says so? Longer than. Then. Like what Jared says, then. That's the key word. So I'm able to identify 24 centimeter is actually this part. The extra part that the longer one has. If I cut away this extra, then these two ribbons would have been the same length. Right? Or if I top up the pink one for the shorter ribbon, they will also have been the same length. Okay? So this one is 24 here. So difference is 24 centimeter. Okay. Oh no. Don't have short. Don't have this. Don't have this. How to find? So just now, Skylar nodded his head about what I said. So what is it that is the part? Someone pass on to Adrian. Just like I said, you look at the longer one and look at the shorter one. This is the extra part that's sticking out. Okay? What can I do to make both of them become equal? Minus. So okay. So I minus. What do I minus? I minus really, what do I get? What happened to the long ribbon?
Equal.
It becomes equal. So the long ribbon also becomes a short ribbon. You understand what I'm saying? So the two short ribbon will be 60 centimeter minus 24 centimeter. Is it okay? And that will be 36 centimeter. Is it okay? So with the shorter ribbon being 36, oh sorry, not 36. Must divide by 2, correct? So the long one will be 18 centimeter plus 24, which will be pass on to Shami. Shami, you can answer. 18 plus 24. Huh? 42? Okay, 42 centimeter. So now 42 centimeter. Is it okay? Then the last part B. Ratio, short is to long. Short is 18, long is 42. Need units or not? No, because it's ratio. But am I finished here? What do I need? Simplify. Simplify by factor 6. And Kaisha, what's the answer? Sorry? Three is to 7. 3 out of 7 is the correct answer also. It's another next page. But you're asking for ratio, not fraction. So it's 3 is to 7. Okay, Ken? Done? Okay, then we move on. Move on, before we do our worksheet, we look at our textbook first. Okay? Done? Okay. So all the recap, I repeat on now. All the recap so far is we need to deal with these identities. Number one, is the ratio given? Do I need to simplify or do I need to find equivalent? Number two, understand what quantities are present in the question. Do I know the sum and differences? Okay, so these are the main principles for ratio and soon to be fraction. Okay, I keep my worksheet aside and look on to the textbook that talks about ratio and fraction, which is here. Okay, now we have to familiarize ourselves the relationship between ratio and fraction. Starting with page 55, the first example. Once we get the hang of it, I think you'll be quite okay and quite fast. Now, so we go back to the understanding of ratio. Okay? Now we have ratio and then we have fraction. The same thing applies. There are quantities that are involved. There may be one quantity, two quantity, or three quantities. And we know about their relationship because we are comparing them. So this was yesterday what we wrote here. Okay, basically there are relationship between quantities. Now ratio has no units, a fraction will not have units too. We also learn about equivalent fractions and equivalent ratios, so it's the same thing. We learn about simplifying fractions and simplifying ratios, so it's the same thing again. So coming to the fraction, it's the same thing once more. I'm writing it the same thing again. I have the quantities, I understand about the relationship between them. There will be more than, less than, I will hear about sum and I will hear about difference. And especially so at primary 6. They'll be dealing with a lot of questions got to do with how they are similar or how they are different from each other. Okay, okay? So again, so ratio, fraction, the same thing. We already learned all these things. We are putting them together. No units for fraction. We learn about equivalent fraction. We learn about simplifying fraction. So let's merge them together. Starting with the first question, here's two rows. Here's the two quantities. You have A and then you have B. The quantity is given to you. A is 3 meters and B is 8 meters. To represent this, the model is drawn. Now you realize that the model is going to be the most powerful thing too, okay, in this chapter, because you put, the words into pictures. Okay, but yes, like how we did ratio for primary 5, you don't like the model, then you must be very good with using the proportion method, the ratio method. Okay? Okay, so let's look at the statement. Let's read it together. The ratio of the length of group A to the length of group B is 3:8. So you need to be familiar with it. 3:8. So this is primary 5. The ratio, we already know ratio. Length of A is to the length of B. So I can write like that. Okay, here comes the fraction one. Some of us have not heard this yet. It's completely new. Now, look at how fraction is involved here. It says here, the length, let's read this. The length of group A is 3/8 the length of group B. Okay, so just now, Kai Xuan said 3 out of 8. So this is fraction 3 out of 8. I said 3/8. If you say fraction, is actually the English word is 3/8. So you see, the length of group A becomes on top, and B becomes the bottom number, the denominator. So you can think about this division line as 2 or division. Is it okay? So A is to B is A out of B. So the length of rope A is 3/8 of the length of rope B. So A is the numerator, B is the denominator. So A is to B. A is to B. Is this okay? Okay. Now you look at the next line. The next line is B is to A. Well, we already done this before, right? The ratio of the length of rope B to the length of rope A is 8 is to 3. 8 is to 3. So you have B is to A is 8 is to 3. Okay? B is to A is 8 is to 3. So B to A. We are familiar with this. Here's the fraction. The length of rope B is 8/3 of the length of rope A. Okay? So then this is the fraction. 8 out of 3. So B is the numerator, A is the denominator. Huh? Huh? Can you what? Do I want it to be a mixed number? Do I want it to be a mixed number? That's a good question. Do I actually want it to be a mixed number? The answer is actually no. Why? Because I can see the units better. You see, it goes back to our division of fraction, remember? That one a bit challenging already. How many thirds can you find in B? Actually, it's 8. So 8 is to 3. But for simple remembering sake, you see the wordings. 8 is, B is 8/3 of A. The first letter you see, B, that means B numerator. Second letter is A is denominator. Now, the next thing you need to figure out. I have, same thing, I have A, B, sum, and difference. Same thing, back as ratio. Now, tell me, which one is the bigger quantity? Which one is the bigger quantity? B is the longer and bigger quantity. Bigger quantity. Which one is the smaller quantity? A. So A is smaller smaller quantity. A how many units? 3. 3 units. B how many units? 8. 8 units. What's the total number of units? What's the total number of units? 11. What's the difference between the two? 5. 5 units. Can you understand this part so far? Now, so the fractions used here is not the kind of fraction we are talking about in the previous chapter on fraction. You need to now look at this fraction as a ratio, yes, as a comparison of the quantities. As a comparison of the quantities. One on top of the other. So I won't use a mixed number because I want to see which one is the bigger quantity. But if really, if the question becomes, if I say the length of rope B is 2 2/3 of the length of A, is it acceptable? Like mixed number, like Skylar say, is it acceptable? Yes, actually. But it's very difficult to understand this. You know why? Because you see, this is one whole of A. Can you see where is the two whole of A? You see, this is 1A. Can you see the two wholes of A and B? Yes, it's actually here. One of A, another one of A, and then that's 2/3. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, it can be, but this one too difficult already lah. If this one come out in exam, I cry because I feel very scared. I don't know whether you will be able to remember this. Okay? But so the easy trick, I tell you the trick now. The trick is if you see mixed number, if it really comes out, yes. If you see a mixed number, convert to the improper. Then use unitary, very straightforward. Is it okay? Try not to use fraction for this, it's going to be very challenging. Okay, can? Okay, now you try. Here, see. If really try to explain to you, use the bar model. An easier example is here. For example, so just now we start with the quantity. Then we try to understand the fraction. Now we look at the fraction. Fraction, this one is a very easy example. Janice has half as many stickers as Siti. And that means Siti cut half lah. Can or not? Okay, now let's do Janice, Siti, sum and difference. So Janice is half as many stickers as Siti. Janice, how many units? 1. Where's the mind now? Elena. Janice, Siti, how many units? Marianne, sum how many units? 3 units. Difference how many units? 1. Easy, difficult? Can? Easy, right? Consider very easy because straightforward, But out of this fraction, can you see? Here's Janice, and here's the bottom, Siti. Now, what is our friend here saying? The friend here is saying is this. If we change the order, we get 2:1. Now, who's on top? Siti, very good. And who's below? Okay, can you understand now? So it's the same as saying, if I is 1:2, there is Janice to Siti. If I is 2:1, is Siti to Janice. Can? Is this okay? Okay, so right now we see very so far manageable example. The next page show you one really challenging one. Makes you up already. Show you curry puff, tuna puff, sardine puff. Right. The next page really want to make you start to cause you headache already. Then it says, welcome to primary 6. Now you have to deal with 3 different quantities. Curry puff, tuna puff, and sardine puff. And look at all the different fractions. And what do you have here? Can you see this one here? 8 out of 28. Gosh. Can you tell me where's the 28 here? Thank you. 50 plus 8 plus 5. So, for same as for ratio, same as for fraction. I can say quantity 1, quantity 2, quantity 3. There's curry to tuna to sardine. Then I can also have a whole lot of sum and difference. But as long as I'm very clear that curry is 5 units, tuna is 8 units, sardine is 15 units,
I can come out with any fraction or any ratio. So just now our friend already said 28 is the sum of units. Difference very hard to say based on what are you comparing with. Is this okay? Okay. Now, I'll quit the talking because you go back and read this. Can you please go back and read this, page 56, as well as page 57. You can go read until page 58. It shows you all the examples here, including simplest form. So I can get 8 out of 28. I can get to the simplest form. Okay, you just missed the important part. But never mind, I'm recording. Okay, you can go back and check it out if you need to replay. Okay, Ken? Now, let's look at, so please go back and read. Because there are a lot of content here. If I read everything with you in class, it's going to take up some time. And you'll probably be bored by the time we are done reading. But look at how the boy here is explaining the English language here. The number of sardine puffs is 3 out of 1 of the number of curry puffs. It actually simply means there are 3 times as many sardine puffs and curry puffs. Very, and here shows but in fraction, it's actually 15 out of 5. Right? 15 curry puff, 15 units, right? 15 units. Out of 5 curry, 15 sardine and 5 curry. Then I can simplify it to 3 to 1. Okay, okay? Okay, please go back and read until page 58. All the long story here, how they try to explain to you, and how you need to remember the relationship of the different quantities and its involvement of simplifying and expanding ratio. Then you can solve all the difficult problems at the back. Okay? Okay, now we'll book. Okay, now we practice a bit. Practice how to do. Okay? Okay, now the microphone is at Marianne, right? Marianne, can you, before we pass on, let's look at page 77. March. Okay. Marianne, before you pass, Ryan, you can pass it. You can say already. You pass to Daniel. Okay. Marianne, after you finish, you pass it on to Kershin. Then Kershin will pass over to Skylar. Okay. Then Skylar will pass down to answer side. Okay. Okay. Ready to try? So here's the trick that we discussed just now. I have the ratio is given. I need to write as fraction. Okay? Now, the ratio says CT is to Janice. CT is to Janice is 2 is to 6. Now, the fraction asks for CT versus Janice. If I write a fraction bar, who's the numerator? Ryan. Who's the numerator?
Who?
No, who is the numerator? CT is the numerator. The denominator is? Janice, thank you. Marianne, what's the answer? Huh? Sorry? Can't hear you. Cindy is 2, Jenny is 6. So 2 out of 6. Can I write 2 out of 6? Can. But if I want to simplify, what would it be? Now, but look at this. Look at this. Where is 1/3? Can see? Can see the 1/3? Can or not? Can, Okay, but if you write 2 hours, if the question never asks you simple form, you write 2 cents, get the mark now. Can. But if the question asks you simplest form, you write 2 cents, can or not? No, minus mark. Okay, next, move on. Okay, here next question. The ratio of the girls to boys is 6:5. So girls to boy. Okay, move on. Now is Daniel. The first one. Numerator is
Girls.
girl. Denominator is boys. Okay, so girl is 6. Boy is 5. Okay, so I write down at the side. Girl 6 unit, boy 5 unit. Okay, Cheryl, what is the total number of units? 11 units. Okay, what's the difference between the boy and the girl? 1 unit, thank you. Okay, next one. Let's pass on to Pranamika. And then here's on Ansel. Ansel, where's the mic? Oh, pass. Okay, Ephraim first. Ephraim, the next one. Ephraim, what's the numerator? Boys. Denominator? Girls. Answer? 5/6, okay. Pranamika, numerator?
Total.
Numerator?
Girls.
Girls. The first one you see is the numerator. The bottom, the denominator is? Total. Which will be? 6/11. Okay. Now it's where? Skylar. Look behind you. Okay, the last one here. What is the numerator? No, who is the numerator? Total. And you say it's 11, that's correct. Okay, who is the denominator? Boys, thank you. Okay? Can you understand? Is it okay so far? Okay, so this is a basic yet. We have not gone into all the word problem yet. All the word problem is at the back. Okay? But you must trust yourself that you can manage this. Okay so far? So the first trick I say, first trick, take note of the units. Second trick, remember how you read. What is to what? The first quantity you see is the numerator. The second quantity you see is the denominator. Is it okay? Okay? This one must remember. I worry that you'll mix up. Okay, and then you're confused already, you cannot remember. So you really must remember this. How to remember is like how I'm doing. Read it out. Okay? Okay, next you fill in this. Okay, page 78 now. Now we go from fraction to ratio. Okay, I give you a bit of help. Jeremy to Marcus to sum to difference. Okay, so Jeremy is numerator, Marcus is denominator. So Jeremy is 7 units, Marcus is 8 units. The sum is 15 units, the difference is 1 unit. But only sum and difference. Because here only Jeremy and Marcus. You remember to say answer. 7:8. 7:8. That's how you read ratio. Yes, 7:8. And then Marcus to Jeremy? 8:7. Thank you. Okay. Swimmer to non-swimmer. Swimmer to non-swimmer. Sum and difference.
Swimmer is 3 unit. Non-swimmer is 2 unit. The sum is 5 unit, the difference is 1 unit. But don't need the sum and difference, the first two quite friendly. Giselle, come. Give it a try. Swimmer is 2, non-swimmer. 3 is to 2, and non-swimmer to swimmer? 2 is to 3. Okay, Hongwei, come. Hongwei, go. Wow, challenging already. There are 1/3 as many boys as girls. But don't worry, you see the same one. You see the boys first, then you see the girls. Okay? So boys is how many unit? 1 unit. Girls is 3 unit. Sum is total. Total how many unit? Okay. Okay. And difference is 2 unit. Okay. Very good. Feel confident? Okay. 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 So ratio now. Boy is to girls is 1 is to 3. Very good. Okay. Boy to total is 1 is to 4. Feeling good so far? Okay, okay? Okay, then the last one. English sentence, no fraction. How? Very good. Okay, so I can write dog and then cats is 5 out of 1. 5 is to 1. So dog is how many unit? 5 unit. Cat is 1 unit. What's the sum? 6. Difference? 4 unit. Now, I'm writing all of this down. Are you writing as well? These notes are very, very important. You start practicing writing this now. When you solve the word problem, it will help you a lot. Because during the word problem, the moment you can write this out is the big step towards solving it. And so you write. Please be a bit more hardworking. I write not for my sake, it's for you. During the lengthy word problems, have you written down this way? All of them that I've written down. These are the notes that you can do to help yourself. And you realize that a ratio question or a fraction question becomes more manageable when you can digest it into its components. Okay? Then you realize that throughout the whole of this chapter, the moment you can write this up, you can solve the question already. No matter how hard the question is. Okay? As long as you can identify these quantities and their relationship with each other. Okay? Okay, last one is where? Anaki. Come. Dog is to cat. Still got next page. Dog is to cat is 5 is to 1. Cat is to total 1 is to 6. Very good. Everybody feel okay so far? Okay, so now the ratio at primary 6 and fraction at primary 6 level up already. So if you feel good so far, well done. Congratulations. You already moved level up already. You primary 6 already. Okay? Successful. If you feel confident and easy, very good. You really climb up P6 level already. If it's difficult, never mind. Take a small step each time. Practice writing down these notes. Okay? Can? Okay. What do you think will be on the next page, page 78? Huh? No. I mean, part of it is homework, yes, but in terms of what did I say about the textbook just now? We understand the fraction, we write notes. Then after that, what happened to these 2 pages? It's about what I said just now. Finding, equivalent, and simplifying. That's the next level. This is the last step before we deal with word problems.
being able to simplify and find equivalent. Okay? So the first page here. I circle homework lah. Okay? And then page 80, I'm going to try now. Okay, wait. Here. Is this okay? You think you can do yourself? Just a bit more difficult now because you have simplest form. Okay? Otherwise, the rest can do lah. You try lah. Please do your annotations. Okay? Okay. Now we try here, page 80. Okay? You do one question, we do one question. Okay? Question 7 you DIY. Okay? Question 8 we do now. Together. So your homework is page 79 and question 7. Is it okay? Not a lot, right? And then reading the textbook. Is it okay? So your homework, I repeat again. Homework number 1, please read the textbook. It will help you. Homework number 2, page 79. Okay? Homework number 3, question 7. Okay? Can Just 3 items. Now we do this together. Okay, now already can see adult to children. So I can already write down at my notes at the side. I ask myself if there's a ratio. Okay? Then I write down adults to children, sum and difference. Okay, the fraction is given. The number of adults is 7/10 of the number of children. What is the numerator? Who is the numerator? Adults. Who is the denominator? Children. So adult is to children is 7:10. I can already fill up this. Adult is 7 units, children is 10 units. The sum is 17 units. The difference is 3 units. Is it difficult? Very fast, right? I can write down these notes already. Okay, then I can answer a question. A, what is the ratio of the number of children to the number of adults? Children is to adult. Skylar, very well done. I'm glad you realized that you corrected how you read it out. Right? Instead of 10 out of 7, you say 10 is to 7. Very good. Excellent. Perfect. Okay? Okay. Then B. The ratio of the number of adults to the total number. So adults to total, what is it? Yeah, very good. Xiangchen, very good. Well done. 7 is to 17. Yeah, yes, it's level 1, not level 2 yet. Okay, but we still need to celebrate our success, okay? We can do easy question, we still should feel happy about it. Doesn't mean easier question, then you should know already. How come you don't know, right? No. Even if it's an easy question, let's celebrate our success that we can do it. Okay? Okay, then the last one. C. The ratio of the total to children. 17 is to 10. Which one is not used here? Which identity is not used in this question? Thank you, difference is not used here. But which is a very good hint, very soon you need to use it. Yeah, because the question will, level 1 like Scarlett said, it's an easy question, level 1 question. So level 2 question and above, you'll notice that you'll be using most of the identities at the side here. Can everybody? Yes. Enjoying ratio so far? Yes. Is it easier than fraction topic? Yes. Yeah, a bit. Okay, you'll start to get a bit more difficult tomorrow because you have things like changing ratio, changing sum, changing total, constant sum, constant difference. These are the new things at primary 6. We will make this a bit more difficult. But please encourage yourself. You can manage this step by step. Okay? Okay, only 3 homework today. 1, read the textbook. 2, page 29. 3, question 7. Is it okay? Okay, bye-bye.